Hallo und herzlich willkommen, greetings and welcome to the champion stage of the 4th Summer Tournament. In this stage, City Talker and Nocturnal will be battling against each other, because City Talker was the champion from last year's Summer Tournament, and Nocturnal won the champion stage of last year's champion stage, battling against Warlock. In this format, both will choose a class, and they will bring 3 different archetype decks in the same class. If they choose the same class, then that class will be banned, and then they have to choose another class. I'm NightDarkWolf, the organizer of the Summer Tournament series, and I'm joined by CoreData.
Hello.
So let's see what decks they brought, because we have City Talker on Assassin, and Nocturnal on House Redrun.
So we start off here with City Talker, who brought Shackle, Last Gasp, and Uprising Assassin. 3 fairly different decks. I firstly want to talk about the Shackle Assassin. So the Shackle Assassin is a little bit weird. It's not a deck I'm super keen on personally. It requires a lot of cute combos to really do its thing. Shackle creatures by themselves aren't that great. A lot of them have very poor stats. You're usually relying on decent mid-range creatures alongside them. For example, like in Sorcerer, Young Mammoth. So turn 2 Shackle, turn 3 you play Young Mammoth. So your Harpy trades into their 2-drop and you've got a Mammoth in play. That's basically just there for free. So just playing a bunch of Shackle creatures by themselves I don't think is particularly strong. Also, I think Drez Tormentor is a bit of a weird win condition, especially we can see the City Talker has paired it with Winter's Grasp and also Feldu from the Elytra. The problem is you're paying 9 mana for what is essentially an Ice Storm. Yeah, it pairs with the lethal, like I said, from Feldu, for, like, really kind of in a cute way, but you're also waiting until like at least 8 mana before you're making any plays with that, because that's the earliest you can Shackle on your turn, as opposed to with like Depot Trapper, unless you've already got the Trapper in play. So yeah, I'm not super keen on it, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Next up, we have the Last Gasp Assassin. This is a pretty standard Last Gasp list. You're just playing all the good Last Gasps. Varus Courier for card draw, House Kinsman for burn, Black Hand Messenger for stabilization. You're playing a lot of the card draw stuff, the Balmor Spymasters to potentially high roll. Interestingly, he is running Wisp Mother, which pairs with the Rim Purveyors in a very strange way that I'm excited to see if it happens or not. But overall, pretty standard list. He's got 2 copies of Fleeting Apparition here, which I'm not keen on. I think it's pretty tempo negative. We'll see how it goes. And finally, he's got the Uprising Assassin. Very, very strong value pile, essentially. You're looking to get a decent amount of summons into play and then Uprising for value. Usually the case is you're trying to keep an Ancano or a Mechana or a Laneth in play, Uprising, get a ton of value that way. But yeah, it's a decent control deck for the most part. Can also play a somewhat tempo game in the early game. We'll see how this pairs up versus Nocturnal. Now, Nocturnal has brought Redrun. 3 lists he has brought for this are Rage Redrun, Aggro Redrun, and Conscription Redrun. So let's talk very quickly about the Rage Redrun. I quite like Redrun as a class. The most recent deck I took to Legend was a mid-range Redrun list, so I know the deck has a lot of very, very powerful creatures. So the likes of Rage Redrun has a lot of fallback when it comes to just playing like a mid-range plan in the mid-game. Nocturnal going for some of the more aggressive creatures in the early game, things like Dragentail Savior over Windkeep Spellsword. And interestingly, he's also playing 3 copies of Crushing Blow. What I would have liked to have seen is potentially a copy of Guildsworn Oathman, just to generate an improvised weapon. Just makes Raging on Curve a little bit more viable and tends to punish aggro and faster decks a bit more. But overall, I quite like this list. It looks more mid-range than anything, which, as I said from experience, mid-range Redrun, very good. Next up, we have Aggro Redrun. This is a sort of more token 1-drop style Redrun list, which is interesting to say when he's only running 2 copies of Apprentice Necro. I would like to see the 3rd Necro. Also, I would have preferred to have seen some copies of Execute, as in aggro mirror matches, Cloud Rush plus Execute is huge. Execute's value as both a control tool and an aggro tool cannot be overstated. Execute versus other aggro decks is a huge tempo swing, being able to execute their 2-drop while also developing your like 2-2-drops or whatever alongside. Huge tempo swing. Also, interestingly, he is not running Fervor, nor is he running Mercenary Clan Captain. Again, when you're running a bit of a token-heavy list in the likes of the Scouting Patrol, Markman, he's got Firebrands and Raiding Parties. So I would have liked to have seen potentially just more board-wide buffs to give them a little bit more value. The most interesting thing about the list is he's running 3 copies of Wild Acharte. So I'm excited to see if that makes any impact. It's a card I've not really played with. It's a card that I don't think is very good. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. And finally, he has brought Conscription Redrun for people who who played during Houses of Morrowind, Conscription Veteran was the second best conscription deck behind Telvanni, although it was a toss-up on any given day which was better. Veteran basically played for the late game in order to kill you off their conscription, as opposed to Telvanni, which was going for value. With Veteran, you're looking to basically buff your deck with Praetorian Commander, you're looking to get some Divine Fervor set up, and then Conscription for some large stat lines and for some charge creatures. The most interesting thing in this list is 2 copies of Dramathra Reaper and the 0 copies of Journey to Sovngarde. I'm interested to see what the Dramathra Reaper is doing in here. Now, I do know he's got 2 copies of Bone Weaver, but I don't think there's pretty much anything else that banishes from his own graveyard. So I'm not entirely sure why the Dramathra Reapers are in here, if or not just to be another 2-drop. We'll see how this pans out. But yeah, back to NightDarkWolf.
So let's go to the matches and see the first one.
So we have Assassin versus Redrun.
I was just about to say that.
So this is, I believe, the Uprising deck versus potentially the aggro deck.
Because of Apprentice Necro, it could be aggro or conscription, but with House Card, it's the aggro.
Yeah, it's the aggro, yeah. So we're seeing the opening of Scouting Patrol here, and it's going to get immediately witched. So he's going to kill Shadow Lane, block the Field Lane. Nocturnal probably more than likely is going to trade here and develop 5th Legion. You can play the Necro up behind it on the following turn. Get some swole boys. Going to be met with a Warcrafter, but the trainer should survive here.
Watch yourself now.
We see Forerunner off the top.
Yep,
Forerunner,
then
a pretty good draw. We're just going to see him develop the Necro.
I would have expected him to play the Forerunner to keep the trainer alive.
Just to maintain the trainer. So you see Scourge come down. Scourge is going to clear off the
2, then the trainer dies.
Yep.
So now you will play the Cloud Rest, trade. Problem is that Ice Storm is moving closer and closer to hitting this board.
Yeah.
And nothing will survive but the Forerunner.
Yeah, Nocturnal's... He needs to look again this house card develop next turn, draw a couple of cards so he has something to do on the following turn, post Ice Storm. But with the Harper come down here, it's not going to happen. He's not going to be able to draw any cards. See Vigilante. Does he develop it just for damage? He goes for the raiding party.
And also
Plus
you
4.
can't play the Forerunner without hitting, because City Talker has a cards in hand from Scourge.
City Talker maintaining the Ice Storm. Spends a lot of resources though.
And now you move to Shadow. Is this
House
Ice Storm worth it? I think it will be. Just to get rid of the...
If you're Nocturnal, you develop the Vanguard here. No. Yeah, you take your 4 and take your Ice Storm. Yeah. God, remember when Housecarl was a 3-4?
I know a shortcut.
These 1/1s.
4 comes out, followed by a Vanguard.
Chipping away. I think it might have... There is a chance you had to play the Firebrand, just throw. Because there isn't much you can do after this.
I don't know it all, but I'm pretty close.
Lanet for what? Second Ice Storm? Or something that draws.
Sigh.
Well, that will clear this board next turn.
Yeah. Oy.
Well, outside of Battalion.
So you play Battalion, you play Scout, you play Scouting Patrol. And if you're Nocturnal, I think you hold the Firebrands here, you're waiting for a Clan Captain.
Yeah, now that you haven't played it 2 turns ago,
I
it's
will end
just a keeper. It's so hard to chip away 30 health with 1/1s.
Yeah. Especially when you're not running too many in-deck buffs. That was the other thing I meant to say about the Red Run deck. He's playing half tokens, so I was surprised to not see Mercenary Captain or Fervor in the list.
Okay, if you played
Fish.
Trainer, why play it in field? Oh, you decide to trade.
I
Okay.
slay the unworthy.
City Talker can clear Shadow, then play the shear point. So Nocturnal is running 3 Sobers. What brain option does this assassin have?
I believe Brynjolf plus Mentor's Ring. He also has
Burnsire.
Blackhand Messenger,
Yep.
but I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Burnside, sorry, as well.
And there is 1 copy of Will of the Wisp.
Watch yourself now.
Warcraft come down, hitting the shear point. See Clan Captain, you have to develop it, you have to go face. Your win condition here is Swords plus Vigilantes off the top.
Face me.
And you have to do that before one of the 7 draining creatures come down. 7?
Yeah, before
Or
he
6?
finds the stabilization.
6.
Ooh, a Dead Assault off the top.
Okay. Now you can play Isao.
Okay, the Bandari, draw 2. High Defender plus Kiva and Shadow.
That's an Abner, if I say it right. Yep.
I will not be on the wrong side of history.
Oh. So City Talker doesn't want to break a rune yet.
Smash Crusader. To Marked Man.
Did you hear that?
He is
City Talker
Nocturnal
is-
dead, because there is Ankano on board, and then City Talker has 2 actions.
Queen Mother, attend me.
Okay,
Here's
there is the
Baron
drain. Oh, that must hurt.
A couple of turns too late, unfortunately.
Yep. And that probably game 1 going to City Talker's favor. So the Uprising Scout is... the Uprising Assassin is out of the way. Actually, I thought that this is the weakest deck out of City Talker's lineup.
Okay, no, I was fairly sure this would be the one to take a game. It's the next 2 I'm not entirely sold on.
Nocturnal told to me that he thought that his aggro is the weakest. So second game, we see the Last Gasp into... This is...
Conscription with the
Conscription,
Dramaster,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
and he runs the discard consume heal card, the Reaper, without Journey.
Yeah. Yes. And my 2 copies of Dramathra without Journey. He is running Bone Weaver.
So this is basically a heal one. Oh, and also the Apprentice Necros pull out cards from this card.
This world holds many wonders. My paws are quicker than your arms. All will be consumed by the void.
Oh, okay, now with the Argonian, Reaper makes more sense. So you have Cradle next turn with Ring.
I know a shortcut.
Comes down. Do you bump?
Hmm.
Size not to, okay. Instead of offering the double trade. We're going to see Shadow Ship plus channel.
Thank you. And there is the Tormentor. It will be still a Channel Storm this turn. Look at the Tankano in hand.
I'm ready for anything.
Scrapper.
And now it's a problem that you didn't attack with Foreigner last turn.
Yeah.
Otherwise you could at least clear one of the thieves.
Yeah, for next turn you're just bumping the 1-3 and just playing a Cradle Crush. Clear off the Trapper. Try and trade with one of the thieves next turn. Oh, instead opts for okay.
For the draw. I think this is better use of your cards than the Cradle. You can do that next turn too. And then just pass, yep.
You can't beat me.
This will be Restormentor plus Harpy. It's turn 6.
Too
Javelin.
Javelin.
Do you
You have
get
to
rid
jab
of
the-
the 3-3 or the 3-4?
That's a tough one. You have to
Wow.
play it. Yeah.
This was weird. Okay, then just Channel Storm and pass. I guess you're playing Cradle in field to clear a 1, 2. You could also play the Javelin now and Barrowstalker, but then you feel bad for not playing Javelin from the rune.
Yeah.
I don't know
No, I
why he
think-
didn't play it.
I think he was trying to hold it for a Tormentor.
That makes sense, although you have Downstrap in hand. There comes the Tormentor.
Yeah, Dawn's Rask, Tormentor.
too slow.
Okay, so City Talker is
My cloak.
3 of lethal. Now 7.
Defender.
Yeah.
Moon
Play
Bishop
Bishop.
into Priest. Draws a card, and he can potentially. She's gonna pass? No, he's gonna ring Barrowstalker. Okay.
Stench of the
Setting up a
living.
trip next turn.
City Talker can play the Value on the Harpy.
Do you mock?
Get back to work.
Tormentor. Feldew. Sanctuary Pet.
Yeah, this is better. Nocturne goes to 7.
Nocturnal's just dead here.
Not yet.
Well, with the Ancano in hand, yes.
Oh, because Ancano can target the Battlestalker too. But wait, that will still...
I smell the stench of the living.
He will be left at 1. Or 2. Or at 2.
Initial Dragon.
Okay, not with this. Okay. Then it's over the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a...
He's just pinging off the giant.
Even Odawing wouldn't save you here. Not even from the board. You have to jab the Glacial Dragon, then play Hive Defender.
Yeah, play High Defender in front of Tormentor.
And then hope that Toker doesn't have Incarno, which he does, or a Lightning Bolt.
I don't think any of City Toker's decks are running Lightning Bolt.
No Lightning Bolt?
No bolts.
Yeah. I see it. Then the Incarno is literally the only way.
Yeah.
Let's heat things up.
Sees Gavin Pyromancer coming down to a Hive Defender.
That still doesn't save you because the Glacial Dragon with Restormentor will kill
Yeah, clears through.
the Hive Defender.
Come, do mine.
Okay.
It's on Helium.
Then it will still be an Incarno lethal just after the on there.
Many
Yep.
important things
Okay.
on my mind.
2-1 to City Talker.
Okay. This would have been a very different game if not for the two unkilled Discerning Thieves.
Yep. I think even
Oh.
the Javelin could have changed this.
Yeah. I think
Because
so.
Nocturnal
Yeah.
had Ancano next turn.
If
Not
he just
Ancano,
javelined-
Odawing.
Had he javelined, he would have taken, I think, overall 6 less damage than he did. So yeah, he would have still been alive at 1 in that situation, and he more than likely would have had more tempo as well. So
Alright,
I'm
so
not
third
entirely
match.
sure.
Last year it was 3-0 for Nocturnal. We predicted it 3-2 for Nocturnal last year. So will this be another 3-0?
It would be incredibly funny if it was. Castro's Curse.
Okay, so Nocturnal is running back the Conscription. If I see it right.
With the ramp, yes. Or is it Rage?
Yep, yeah.
With Rage.
And then of course City Talker is on his favorite Last Gasp. I would not want to be Nocturnal here. Although starting off with Reminder is pretty cool.
The Night Mother will guide us.
Your coin or your life. Choose.
The Brigand hits the board. We're going to see Ring Praetorian next turn, more than likely. Get the buffs rolling. Very early Fire Bloom.
Potions, sweetmeats. Get yourself
This
nice.
makes sense because of the
Yep.
Purveyor.
Consumes.
So now we'll see if the
Is +1
Preparation will-
+1 better? Is +1 better than -1 cost?
Chimera tears the sky.
it will be +2/+2 with Fervor.
Oh,
Hey, pulls off my goods. Entertain me.
yeah. I would have preferred to see the Praetorian develop last turn, just to have a body. But
I
yeah,
smell
this is also
the
fine.
stench of the living.
Why play the Battlestalker in field?
You've met your match.
It will just allow a good trade with Purveyor.
Pulls off my goods.
Oh, because of Cradle,
Yeah.
okay. When is the last time you saw Desham Avenger? I think is the card's name.
Outside of Last Gasp Assassin decks, the last time I played it was just before Heroes of Skyrim released. It was part of mid-range Assassin for a long time because it beat Control.
Soldiers, form up.
We see Praetorian come down.
Let's go then. My time is
In this matchup, Nocturne needs the Campspire Scout for Apprentice Necron.
Draw some cards. We see Moon Bishop.
Well, Moon Bishop will be alright as well.
Oh, I think we rapid shot the Baroness here. Just cycle another card.
Do we rapid shot it or do we edict it?
I mean, you can edict it. I would like. In this situation, I'm okay with taking the 5, so I would just cycle first. If I find nothing better to do, then we edict. Is how I would normally go about this turn. We're going to see the Brigands go into Graver. We're going to see Necromancer come down, resummon the either Caspar Spot or the Moon Bishop, probably Scout.
Well, if you put one Scout in this card, then you're probably choosing that.
It chooses to not rapid shot. Good choice with the Dark Rebirth off the top.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
Close it into Shadow as well.
Another card.
I think the reduced cost paid off.
I don't know. The board is
With me.
still pretty even. Like Cradle Crush clears up Shadow Lane. You can rapid shot and trade into the Baroness, edict the Abner, and then you're, yeah. There was a much cleaner way of dealing with that board while maintaining yours. If you're Nocturnal in that situation, Cradle Crush field, rapid shot Baroness, trade your 4/4, and edict the Abner would have been a perfect clear.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
have liked it
mana for it.
better.
Yeah.
Just to
would've-
preserve your creatures.
Yeah, he would have had a lot more stats in play, and Sidok would be on the back foot. He wouldn't be able to just flood the board like this.
Oh, okay.
Three, I will
Styling
Actually,
Pilgrim high roll.
Spymaster didn't high roll. Yeah, it's weird. I guess
So,
you
Cradle
drew Barenzaya because of this Spymaster.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Profiteer, plus Cradle Crush, plus Moon Bishop.
There's
So we should be looking at here. Bishop of 1, 3, 4. Cradle Crush, Shadow. Yeah, that's exactly what we see.
last battlefield.
So you're taking what, 10 damage here? You're down to 4. Again, no bolt in this deck, so
The
yeah,
Reason Javelin.
Jab 5/4.
Wow.
Jabs the 1/1.
Fierce Lightning Bolt, which
Die by the
Tokar isn't running.
Yeah. I mean, in that situation, I would have just jabbed 5/4. You're at 5
Yep,
anyway.
yep.
You're dead to an
I
Incano.
would-
If they have it, they have it.
I bark and burn.
It's a case of you need to make them have it.
I strike like the Moran tongue. Swiftly,
take your positions.
see you in kind.
It's a... Ooh.
At this point, it doesn't really matter what you get from the Spymaster as well, as long as it does have stats.
Yeah, exactly. Find Divine Fervor off the top. Yeah, there's nothing if you're not trying, there's nothing you can do in this situation. You're just kind of gone.
Yep.
There's no one draw that saves you. Unfortunately, there's no Emulating Blast.
Odin came a turn late,
Yeah.
Superb work.
and even that wouldn't have saved him.
They will die by the Prince of Blood. They'll not be
That's it. That's GG.
Okay. High rolling when you won is alright, because you already won.
That's it. City Toker takes it 3-0. Literally Caster's Curse.
Yep.
Oh my god, okay. So yeah, Last Gasp went about as what I expected. It functioned. Purveyor, pretty solid. I'm still unsold on Fleeting Apparition and Bismillah. I think you're trying to play more for tempo than you are for value. But yeah, other than that, very solid games. Unfortunate for Nocturnal. I think he made the wrong play on clearing that last board. I think he went about it very inefficiently with Dawn's Wrathing his own creatures. He could have maintained a lot more stats on board. I don't know if it would have mattered in the long run, but it would have changed. I think the game would have lasted a couple more turns if he had.
I don't think it would have changed the outcome of this third game because he just let creatures in hand. Like he had 2 Edicts, then the Burial. It was weird. The other match where he didn't play the Javelin, I think that could have been maybe one, but this third not.
Yeah, no, I think if he jabs the Thief in game 2, I think he does swing it. Like I said, you're taking 6 less damage overall. He would have cycled 2 less cards, so he wouldn't have drawn into nearly as many shackle effects for the Dres Tormentor. He basically City Toker would have been 2 turns behind on draws than he otherwise would have been. So yeah, it's interesting to think about.
And with that, the 4th Summer Tournament champion stage has been concluded. We have the winner as a City Toker, so congratulations again. Before we go and end the stream, I will just quickly show the schedule of the following weekends, because next weekend, the top 8 matches of the 4th Summer Tournament will be streamed. The games at the time when we are streaming this has been already played, so I cannot wait to show you them. We'll be casting them with Core during the week, and then I will edit it by Sunday, 3 PM GMT, so that's where the stream will take place. After that weekend, on the 7th of July, we'll be streaming the final stage of the 4th Summer Tournament, so that will mean 6 matches, because that is the round robin. After that, we'll be coming with Heroes of War, the closed beta tournament phase 1. This will be a round robin between the closed beta participants, meaning me, Nocturnal, Eros, and Eye of the Restless Storm. And after the weekend of this Heroes of War tournament, hopefully I will be able to stream the second part of the closed beta tournament, which will be a draft phase. We'll see if we can finish recording by then. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Core, for coming casting with me. Servus, and farewell.
We'll see you soon.
Set in the world of Warja, yes, with that weird comes a strategy card game based on the cards and mechanics of the Elder Scrolls Legends. Completely free after you buy Tabletop Simulator for 20 euros, with great opponents since you have to invite them yourself, where the stakes couldn't be higher. Without sound effects, so you can create your own elements. I summon tea. Sorry, mistress, we don't have tea, but we can give you 2 saplings as compensation. And without soundtracks, so you can listen to anything you'd like while playing, but with balance patches, expansions, and without invade. Come play it on the 1st of July.